Welcome back to the latest installment of The Banhammer. Again here with my favourite people in the office.
Oh, sweet.
It's
Bless
COVID,
you.
There's not that many people in the office.
We're the only one.
Today we are talking about Skullclamp, and it's actually quite funny because on my notes here, all that is written across the card is just the words mistake. So if anyone could explain that one to me, that would be nice, as to why this card is just a mistake in general.
Would you like to read it out first?
I suppose I should actually, wouldn't I? Skullclamp, mistake. 1 mana colorless, artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/-1. Whenever equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards, and then the equip cost is 1 as well. The mind is a beautiful bounty encased in an annoying bone container. Just a little
Put that on a fortune cookie.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So I guess it kind of leads into why is the card banned, but why is the card literally a mistake?
Well, actually, it wasn't. It wasn't originally giving -1. This is a case. It's not a printing error. It's not a mistake per se, but it's a case of where in development they kind of changed it last minute. It was originally called Suicide Sweater, which is a good alliteration, but not a good name.
No.
Sounds like something your nan gives you at Christmas.
But it was supposed to be 3 mana. It was supposed to give your creature +1/+2, and then if you sacrifice the creature, you drew 2 cards. So there's a
Right.
pump, but if ever you didn't want this modified +1/+2, which is not a lot, creature, you could sacrifice it for more gas and draw 2 more creatures. They eventually pushed it down so that it would be if the creature died, you would draw the 2 cards.
yeah.
So it would modify it, but the sack cost seemed a little too good. And in last minute development, they came back and they're like, okay, we need to push some of the equipment. We really need to make the equipment in this set good, so people start playing with equipment. And they just made it cost 1 and then made it do +1/-1, so you could potentially kill your creatures with it. That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Sounds like it was a bad idea. I think that might be what the team was getting at when they wrote mistake, as in like this card should not have been printed the way it was.
It ends up being like 1 mana, draw 2 cards and sacrifice a token or something. Well, not literally sacrifice a token, but give up a token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is kind of disgusting. Okay, so like just from like me thinking, like looking at this standpoint, this feels like the type of card that like would have gotten errata if there was a last minute change and it was something that ended up being exceptionally poorly received because of how stupidly broken it was. I feel like that's something that would have went back and changed, but I don't know whether that happens in Magic that often.
It's happened with the companions.
Yes.
But it doesn't happen super often.
Yeah.
It's hard with paper cards because they don't want the feeling that Wizards is trying to avoid is for people to go to a game store and be like, I want to play this game called Magic. It looks awesome. To open a pack, play the card against someone, and the person goes, oh no, the text there? That's not what it does.
Yeah.
And then
No,
who
but
do
that's-
they trust? Like,
But like, I mean, if you're going and playing like a deck and it's like a deck that has been errated, and you should kind of know that the card's been errated. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
new to the game.
I don't think it's that jarring to be like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not what that card
I mean-
does anymore.
Possibly, I mean, for an uncommon, they probably wouldn't bother. They just ban it, but it's just
Yeah.
easier to ban it or just not even.
But yeah, they could ban it in draft. Imagine, because even in draft, this is too broken, right?
Yeah.
All your creatures, even if you're not using it for the people don't use it the way it was intended to be used. It's supposed to pump your creatures, and even if they're not using it for that, just attacking with a creature that is a tiny bit stronger, and if ever your opponent blocks to kill it, you draw 2 cards. It's broken. They have
Yeah.
to ban it in draft. I mean, it would make sealed formats disgusting, and even for the people not playing limited, that was banned in block constructed and standard at the time.
So, I mean, it is an uncommon, so the chances are you would, in most
You-
draft
you-
pools, you
yeah.
would see one of these.
Yeah.
Your first pick is almost always an uncommon. I don't actually, maybe that set was really powerful, so maybe not, but
It was, but
Yeah.
that would easily be a first pick.
yeah.
So, I mean, hypothetically, if we were to re-engage the Skullclamps and put it back into the meta, what would happen?
Urza Saga, yuck. Ugh.
Yes. As a Saga, this would be disgusting.
Yeah, whenever you look at any artifact that costs 1 or 0, you have to think of Urza Saga right away. Nope.
And also, apparently, Stoneforge Mystic doesn't give you enough value. So now we're going to give it even more value where it draws you 2 cards.
Yeah. If this would come back in the... Oh, wow, that's a lot to think about. Okay, what decks would it affect? The Ragavan decks would probably have something to do with Ragavan once your opponent has blockers.
Yeah, because like Ragavan, turn 1, turn 2, you're okay after that.
It's another way of getting artifacts and enchantment to pump up your Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Yeah. I think it wouldn't be as bad as some people think so guys like going like infinite combo, just drawing your entire deck, other than maybe elves might be able to do something with it, but elves
can't
again.
get elves.
I love the elves.
As soon as you play one Chalice of the Void, elves is unplayable.
Oh, exactly. Yes, actually, yeah, fair point. Yeah, there are answers to it in elves. But you're right, like if in a Ragavan deck where you can now, Ragavan which has got you a ton of value already, I do think, yeah, it would be a grindy piece that would just maybe be too much.
And once again, the problem with unbanning colorless cards is that the Smuggler's Thopter dilemma, where suddenly it shows up in every deck that could play it. So you're like Lurrus. Actually, you know what? I'm saying this, but Lurrus is in everything.
Yeah.
You start playing against the same card all the time, and the pattern repeats.
Yeah, you're Lurrus, like you so.
Oh my God! No! No! Don't let the monster out! Oh my God! With Lurrus, where you just draw 3 cards a turn, this is better than Bobble. No!
Yeah, like this would. Okay, I didn't even think about that until just now. So like you Ragavan, you attack, you give it like you dash your Ragavan, you get you even get the token to generate the mana to equip it to Ragavan to kill Ragavan to bring it back next turn.
This can't happen.
That would be absurd. So and also even if you brought in removal to deal with that, because it's Lurrus, it comes back anyway by itself because it's a permanent.
This makes me very sad.
How many times are we hitting this thing with a banhammer and are we leaving it on top of it as well? Like?
Well,
you're putting it in a vault, you're wrapping up the vault, you're throwing it in the ocean, you're putting concrete over the ocean, this is not going out anywhere.
I mean, it might make elves better, so...
Shut up.
No, seriously, like, even I would say, God, no. Like, just absolutely not. Like, this has to be up there as one of the...
Yeah.
Maybe not quite on Huggark levels, but it... Actually, no, it might be now.
Put it with Emrakul, put it in the moon with Emrakul, that's where it's staying, yeah.
Absolutely not. This is one of those cards, just no way.
So completely smashed and ruined.
Yeah.
Do not ever let it back out.
That one, yeah, it's clamped.
Burn all the copies.
It's clamped to the no pile. I'm trying to make a pun there, it's
Fair
not
play,
working.
You guys. Fair play, you guys. You got on very well today. All it took
Yeah.
was an exceptionally broken card. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you like this kind of content, let us know. We'll keep doing it.
If you don't sub, we might unban Skullclamp.
Yeah, Carl will break in and he'll just completely...
Yeah, I'll put on my Mission Impossible gear and unban and Skullclamp. Right.
Can't we rock at Wizards again?
Yeah, I'll tweet from the Wizards account.
Just speak very clearly into the mic there, Carl. There's no wire here. It's fine. Nobody's recording anything.
You know what? Actually, one thing I'd like to know from the comment section is there any argument whatsoever? I don't think there'll be one argument for this being a genuine argument, like a legitimate, like put forward your argument for this card ever being bad. I don't think you'll get one, other than elves. I've covered that one.
That's not a real argument.
Elves aren't real. Thanks very much, guys, and hopefully see you again. Bye.